Now something, I've talked about this previously on the end of the lead rope, but it shows up a lot here in the groundwork, is your horse not wanting to see you in commonly the right eye, because we do so much on the left eye. So you can even see with this horse, she predominantly chooses to put me in her left eye opposed to her right eye, right? She'll let me get into her right eye because I've probably done enough, right, that she can tolerate me there. But I have plenty of horses that I could step almost all the way over to here and they'll turn their head and still try to see me out of that other eye. So this is another kind of opportunity to just be aware of how comfortable your horse is seeing you out of both eyes, and being aware of if they're trying to block you from seeing out of that right eye. And there's a nice lick and chew. So I work with a lot of horses that haven't done this, that are terrified. And I have both reactions. So sometimes I have one that's like, oh, thank goodness. Someone understands me, they lick and chew right away. And they lick and chew a ton because they're like, I just didn't know this was the rules. Then I have others that are tight-lipped and you really have to go slow with them and make sure they really understand stuff in a really fair way and to finally get them to let go and lick and chew. But those are big things that I like to look for in all of the groundwork that I do. Now right there, a couple things happened. I reached for her, and at about the same time she maybe saw something else that she was distracted by. But I was aware enough that when I reached for her, she kind of got high-headed and was no longer soft in that moment. So I just kind of want to acknowledge seeing those things that my horse does. Now, if I was standing here to the side of her and she saw something over there and she came through my space and went to see that and kind of invaded my space, I'd get after her. But because I was kind of coming on from the front and she got high-headed, I just kind of recognized it and then reached for her again and saw if I could get her to be a little bit softer. But this is one of those places where you can just find awareness of how your touch impacts your horse, and if your energy is too much, right? Like being right here might be plenty. If I'm working with a horse that's not been touched by a human, reaching for them might be too much, and I need to recognize that, and that might make them leave. So again, just reading those cues.